The world is fundamentally changing, and a lot of old ways don't work anymore. I believe there was never more prominent time for this radical change and building our businesses differently. My name is Elira, and in this new business paradigm podcast, I challenge all business concepts and I bring new and different perspectives for the ways we work, build our businesses, and ourselves. I believe in the economy of care, and I stand for creating businesses your own authentic way while doing it with ease, effortless flow, and joy. I would like to invite the experience of entrepreneurship as a journey of more homecoming to yourself. This is my most favorite topic, and this is what I discovered through a very long journey that I've been myself with, and personally, but also with all my clients, all my jobs and career versions and formats. And long time I couldn't understand one thing. I see so much potential in people, and let me know if you relate. You see the person, you see the potential in person. And I was like, wow, this is so promising. This is so exciting. And when it comes to reality in a practical work, it just doesn't work. And that potential shows up like 2%. And I just couldn't understand. I was like, am I seeing it wrong? What's wrong with it? What is this? Why is it happening? Let me know if you relate to this case. And what I realized with time, and that's why I am talking now about that usually you don't have business issue. You don't have capability issue. You have capacity issue. And this is where we often have the biggest blind spots. Because when clients come to me, they often come to me with like, oh, my social media doesn't work. Oh, I don't know where to go. Oh, money doesn't flow. Or, I have. And the bottleneck when you start to investigate, because the starting point is always external, what I just mentioned, like the pointer from outside. And when you start to dig in deeper and investigate, it's always the internal capacity issue. And your bottleneck is that capacity issue, actually. And the thing is also the funny thing, that capacity issue usually comes with a blind spot. And it's in the word, the blind spot that you cannot see. And that's why you're focusing on all other things or all other like why does it work or the pattern or whatever. And the thing is, and even if you think it's maybe your money capacity issue, often when I start to kind of go deeper with people, often it's not the capacity you think. Mm-hmm. And let me give you one example. So I had a client who came and said, I'm now in the phase of my business where I want to scale up. I have the community, I have like my business like at this stage, and I feel I need to go broader and I need to go be more visible. And I think I have visibility capacity issue because I don't know, like I have this issue with social media. I don't know where to go, what to do, which one to use, business strategy question. And and I don't know, like even when I decide to go in this part of social media and show up, it's somehow like my body's like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to share. I'm kind of sabotaging myself. And I was like, I don't know why. And when we started to go deeper and I start questioning things, and looking into what is really the cause of it, it's actually not about social media at all. And it was not about visibility capacity at all. What we realized, this person felt like if she goes more visible, she gets more people, and she doesn't have capacity to hold all those people, to take care, to support all those people. So at the end, we realized it's actually her structural capacity. There were no structures that, like literally it was like, if I have one more client, I will go burned out. So it was not about a visibility, it was about structural capacity. And that's often with many of the capacities. If you think sometimes, and some of them in my experience, somehow more related than others, more connected, they all kind of interlinked. And for those who are new, I kind of shortlisted 8 capacities that I noticed the most that people struggle with. It's the relational capacity, money capacity, visibility capacity, nervous system, self-leadership, structural capacity, receiving capacity, and boundaries. And they all somehow interlink with your overall capacity to be entrepreneur and to build business with ease. But what often people do, they go and look into, business strategies, or what's wrong with me, why it's not working, why it's not flowing. But actually, if you look deeper, it's about those foundational capacities. And if you just look and twist and turn around or increase those, glass ceilings of some of those capacities, things just starts to flow very easily and very, very effortlessly. So for example, money capacity often comes with boundaries. If you don't have strong boundaries, your energy leakage and money leakage with that. Visibility capacity also very related with the money. If you're not visible, and there is more in definition of visibility capacity that I keep in mind, it's not for me just going on social media and talking. For me, it's also your internal visibility, like parts of you that you don't see or neglect or don't own. It's very related to the money capacity also, because if you don't show up in a truthful way, for example, or if you don't show who you really are to the world, how the right people can even see you. So then there's this mismatch. You're talking to one channel about you, who you're not, or trying to do business the way you're not. And it's very confusing when you're not coming, clients are not coming. And I was like, what's wrong? But because you're on different radio station, like no, universe cannot read you, people cannot read you. It's like, so it's very deep, you see. That's what I'm so excited about this work, because it's very, very deep. And when you go in that depth and you kind of click and point those blind spots, and often you need someone else to point those blind spots. It's very hard to see on your own. You can, but it takes really long time, and often really takes life crashing you in your face. I don't know if you relate to that and have that experience. That's why you need support. That's why we need each other. That's why we need to mirror each other, because sometimes, we are just doing in that familiar way. We're solving the problem in our familiar way, which got us in that problem in the first place. So we need other people point us out, but also new imprints and new ways of what's possible, new wiring. Your nervous system needs to feel safe with all that new information, with all that new way of being and relating with the world, whatever, relationship you have. Another thing that people talk about, like another people that share a lot is like self-worth and the confidence. And I don't feel confident, and for me, this is part of self-leadership capacity. But also, I heard so many things, mental things about confidence. You just have to affirm, you just have to change your belief. And I never found it working for me. It needs to drop in your body. It needs to drop in your heart. And it needs to drop in your nervous system. And for me, this is confidence, it's a little bit nervous system capacity and self-leadership. And what I mean by that, first of all, nervous system capacity, because and self-leadership, they kind of hand in hand together. It has 2 components for me. First of all, being daring just to go out and do it. And secondly, when you step out and do something that is uncomfortable, that is a stretch, that is something new, knowing deep inside that you'll be okay. And that comes from very, very, oh, I had chills now saying that, but that comes from very, very deep inner work of your nervous system and your capacity work. Because that knowing that you'll be okay is such a profound thing, because there's so much self-love, knowing yourself, holding yourself, having your own back, having your own center, knowing how to increase that capacity, how handle with stress, knowing how your nervous system reacting and when it's dysregulated and when it's regulated. So there's like very, very deep capacity work that comes out of it. And so these are few examples, like how I see the capacity work. It's always in the foundation of your blossoming of your business. Because let's take example, if you, in a previous example where I said it was structural capacity issue, when you set that structure around and when you know that you can welcome more people in your house, then you're very excited, go and share about it. There's no issue about with your visibility capacity. Talking about the self-leadership and nervous system, like when you have that center, that core in you, we have that saying with my capacity path group now. We came up with this metaphor. After working with capacity work, I feel like a tree. I'm so rooted and I'm so stable. The wind can blow, the season can go, but I am stable and I'm rooted. And that's for me the overview and very beautiful description what for me the capacity work is. Because then you also can grow new branches and blossom new things on your tree. But if you don't have your roots stable, it kind of kicks you out in the first wind. And the people so often focus on the branches. You know, that's what for me those business strategies are about, instead of the roots. Because if your nervous system feels safe to receive that new vision or new business or amount of money you want to receive, if it's rooted, then you can easily plug in that strategy that needs to work for you. But if your capacity is not ready, then usually, I don't know how for you guys, but for me, I even notice everything, all these strategies, business strategies were so mental. Like I couldn't even, like sometimes even like disconnected and I couldn't even listen to it. But the moment when I dropped in my capacity, suddenly it's like, oh, this is the right strategy for me. And this, like, now I can hear it and I can understand it. Now I can ground it. I can let through my nervous system. I can let it through my body. So that's why, in a nutshell, oh, you can see how passionate I am about this topic. But that's why I'm so passionate about this work. And I also see the amazing transformations in people. And that's why I'm saying then the business growth and the experience of business entrepreneurship becomes like more homecoming to yourself. It's like you become more you and everything else is just like, wow, what a nice way to experience myself through the business, through the money, through relationships, through the clients, through the offers. Instead of trying that external strategies to kind of adapt. And what I notice also with my clients and Mayor, I notice that in you right now, when people do capacity work, they start to kind of build their business or show up in the business, maybe even ways they never imagined or never thought they would, from the very different way. Because if it comes from the mind, which I still feel a lot in the business, from the very dysregulated nervous system. It's very busy, very hustle, very stressful energy that we create our businesses, instead of the ease. And also the ease comes from that deep capacity to hold, to receive, to give, to handle. That's the definition for me of capacity. And when you have that, like everything just kind of clicks in or realigns, or clients show up magically, or money just comes out of nowhere, or just new forms or new ideas or new structures or new offers just shows up, and it just becomes clear what wants to come through you and how it's the right way for you. So I think this is where I wanted to share today. This is what I wanted to elaborate more, saying that your business really blossoms and stems from the capacity in a very different way. Very rooted, very deep, and very easeful and fun and playful and pleasurable way, if you really go there. And there are so many layers of it.